Imagine finishing a long day at work, shutting your laptop, putting your phones aside, and finally taking that one deep breath which tells you that the day is finally over. But suddenly a work email pops up, a message from your boss, and a call from a client. And just like that, your personal time is gone. For millions of employees in India, this is not an exception, it is their routine. And if the right to disconnect bill becomes a law, this everyday struggle could dramatically change. Employees could legally ignore after-hour messages and families may finally get uninterrupted time together. And companies may be forced to rethink that the culture of 24/7 connectivity is wrong. This single bill has the potential to reset how India works and rests. Hello and welcome, I am Gaurang and you are watching Lokmat Times. But before we begin, make sure you like, share and subscribe, because today's video breaks down a topic that affects every Indian working in India, whether you are in tech, media, banking, hospitality or even startups. And if you have ever wondered, will a law protect my personal time? This explainer will answer that exactly. The Right to Disconnect Bill 2025, introduced by NCP MP Supriya Sule during the Parliament's winter session, is gaining massive attention across the country, because it reflects a very real and very modern problem. That is, employers reaching out to employees round the clock through calls, emails, WhatsApp groups and internal apps. The bill directly addresses the rising digital pressure that often leads to burnout, anxiety, stress and strained relationships at home. While presenting the bill, here is what NCP Supriya Sule said.
Sir, I beg to move to leave to introduce a bill to establish Employees Welfare Authority to confer the right on every employee to disconnect from work-related telephone calls and emails beyond working hours and on holidays, and right to refuse to answer calls and emails outside of work hours for all matters connected thereafter incidental. Therefore, it's a right to disconnect.
Supriya Sule, while proposing the bill, said that the aim is simple: to give workers a better quality of life by ensuring that personal time is protected by this law. If this bill is passed, employees will have the legal right to refuse and work-related communication after office hours or on holidays. That means no more fear of missing promotions because you did not reply at midnight. No more pressure to stay online even when your shift is over, and no more guilt for choosing family time over work messages. At its core, the bill draws a bold line and declares personal time is personal. And if a company still tries to require employees to work after hours, then the extra time must be counted as actual work, with overtime pay at standard wages rate. Now, this is important because today most after-hour communication is invisible and unpaid labor. By turning it into paid overtime, the bill pushes employers to think twice before contracting employees outside work hours. But this bill does not stop messaging restrictions. It proposes the establishment of an Employees Welfare Authority, a dedicated body that will protect employee rights, investigate complaints and enforce penalties. The bill even suggests a fine of up to 1% of companies' total employee remuneration if they violate this rule. This ensures that the right is not just symbolic, it can actually be enforced with consequences. A crucial and progressive aspect of the bill is at its recognition that workplace culture cannot be changed through rules alone. Many employees respond after work hours not because of boss demands. They do it because everyone else does it. Now, the fear of appearing lazy, uncommitted or unresponsive keeps the workers glued to their phones long after their shift ends. To address this psychological burden, the bill proposes counseling services, awareness programs about healthy tech usage, and even digital detox centers to help workers stay away from constant connectivity. Now, however, critics argue that India's globalized industries, especially like the IT sector, customer service, consulting and finance, operate across multiple time zones and often need flexible communication. But supporters believe clearer boundaries will improve long-term productivity, reduce mental exhaustion, and create better and healthier workplaces. Well-rested employees work faster, make fewer mistakes, and stay longer in their jobs, which ultimately benefits companies even. Legally, this bill still has a long road ahead. Since it is a private member's bill and not a government-backed one, the chances of immediate passage are very low. Historically, most private members' bill in India are discussed but not passed. For this proposal to become it will need strong political support, detailed rules about exceptions, and clear definition of work communication and a proper mechanism to track over time. Globally, countries like Australia and several in Europe have taken steps to legally protect after hours privacy. Their experience shows one thing: laws set the boundary, but culture must support it. Now, after all this, leaders must set examples by not messaging after hours. Companies must create communication rules, and employees must feel safe to say, "I will reply tomorrow." Economically, companies fear disruptions, but experts say this shift could push organizations to use automation, bigger teams, or smarter workflows that reduce last-minute demands. In the long run, the corporate sector may become more organized, more humane, and more sustainable. Ultimately, the heart of this bill is human. And India is full of human stories about parents missing their child's events, professionals facing burnout, and young employees quitting their jobs just because they cannot breathe under constant pressure. The Right to Disconnect Bill 2025 is not just about technology. It's about dignity, rest, and work balance. Whether or not the bill becomes a law, it has already started an important national conversation, which says, should your personal time belong to you, or can work claim it whenever it wants? As this debate grows, your workplace, your routine, and your constant well-being could directly affect. So stay tuned to Lokmat Times for updates, because what happens next could reshape the entire work culture of India. If you found this explainer helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs a break from work. Maybe it will give them a hope that change is surely coming.